The fine people at Team Ninja and Tomonobu Itagaki bet on a huge marketing to bring back a beloved series during the wonderful years of the 2000s. The early years of game design experimenting ideas that would take form into greatness. An Xbox exclusive Japanese game and American console. This hack and slash introduced Ryu from the series into 3D and its renowned difficulty. During this time, there was very few hack and slash games before the genre became once popular 2 decades ago. This upcoming title was supposed to be for the Sega Dreamcast, but postponed to the Xbox for greater results. And all the juggernauts that were released, how would it grab the attention from the consumers and separate itself? They have to sell a game that came in the ambitious year of 2004, where other juggernauts were released that same year. A bold move, as the game rises to the competition and brought Itagaki to legendary status in the industry. Ninja Gaiden incorporates some of its mechanics from its old games, along with shedding some new ones that brought the series to new heights, and set a standard how hardcore games should be played. You guys remember the term hype train? For the course of this review, I'll be discussing Ninja Gaiden Black version from 2005 instead of Ninja Gaiden Sigma from 2007. I heard Black is the most difficult one, and my itch for deranged sense of madness will take form.
You gotta be cuckoo crazy. You want fun? Wario show you fun.
Here I'm thinking, what's this game will be like since it's the early days of hack and slash, as there's the modern ones like Doom Eternal with its varied approach to ripping and tearing glory kills, and Yakuza's rapid gameplay plus cinematic display of execution of the Dojo Dragon, and No More Heroes' bloody style adventure and being number one. I want to say in my playthrough on the default normal difficulty, I died a lot, not gonna lie. It was somewhat demanding in skillfulness, except for one part of the game which I'll show you later on. It wouldn't be a traditional hack and slash if there's no demons involved in the making. Also, spoiler alert, as we'll be talking about the story. In the beginning, you start your way fighting human enemies going through trials as Ryu. Meeting your Uncle Mirai at his base, it works well as practice starting with the Dragon Sword. Once you beat the clan ninjas, you face Mirai as the very first boss of the game. Seems easy as there are a lot of bosses in this game. Then shit hits the fan as Ryu's family clan is being invaded, which the news is brought by INA. From Mirai's base, you make your way towards your own base. During the travel, your Japanese waifu was a match for the Greater Fiend as she warns Ryu what lies ahead. Also, she gives you the bow and arrow. She's a keeper. There he sees the dark sword being protected by Ryu's clan being stolen by Doku and Ryu's friend on the ground injured. I was like, damn, that Inferno Samurai looks badass. It's a shame he'll have to die this early in the game. The cutscene continues and, well, I was waiting for it to end to fight him, but Doku defeated Ryu during the scene and the bad guys won. Game is being unpredictable with these turning events, but Ryu gets up and heals somehow. Now a new challenge is up with Ryu always thinking about Doku. The first 5 chapters will get you warm up a bit with the human enemies. It's kind of a good start when difficulty will start to rev up. Then throughout, it will be the fiends coming up. Ryu's swift motion in combat is marvelous. The enemies are aggressive. Oh, they'll come after you in groups and they will rip Ryu into pieces. Not your typical game where the gang will attack every once in a while or wait for your attack. The identity of Ninja Gaiden is action and it does it 10 times fold. The game does not leave your room during your first adventure. These rabbi junkies are addicted to Ryu's flesh and a power drive you all the way to the ends of the earth, and then they'll get even more devilish and sadistic past normal playthrough. The AI is hijacked and have the fiends come from every side like a raging bull. They dance with their heads and sometimes ignore the damage due to them as they crunch your torso and pin you down with their pincers. Shooting them won't stop the motion as your next problem will be them grabbing you in a quick manner. Even if you attack one of the compadres, one will sneak behind you or do a Chuck Norris on your ass. The bigger ones will be strong enough to ignore your hits as they launch their longer swings. You fight fire with fire, meaning they'll go neck down your throat and you give them a taste of their own medicine, stopping their attacks midday, so you have the management under your wing. These engagements turn into a rhythm game as you can't stop moving or you suffer the consequences. This ain't a button mashing festival, so your counter to these enemies is to have calm deposition and attack accordingly. The way they suffer in pain after they whiff their attacks or miss a chance is awesome. Plus when he strikes down from the air and you see his blue motion replica. The visual effect shows up also in Flying Swallow, and holding the Y tag gives it a cinematic battle. Ryu's fighting spirit aura resonates inside him. Now you haven't gotten acquainted with multiple enemies, and so you get hit far from their range hits. Those perfect aim mummies getting your ass, then fiend soldiers super aggressive invasions. It's kinda out of place in normal setting, and with so many game overs, you have to use some creative muscles to squish these maggots. For example, dodging at the right moment or when Ryu footstools the enemies and falters them will generate an opening. Especially the footstool, that shit gets me going in the big groups because you have a small window to punish them from their stumble, and when you do attack in time, you combo them viciously in the air and dismantle them. That hatred and anger turns into full relief and a good amount of dopamine. I also realized how good XYX combo is against a huge mob of enemies that I even used it against the bosses later on. As I mentioned, Flying Swallow is the killer choice for the massacre taking in place. Set it up and point your control stick at the enemy with X and it'll do the rest. There's mastery in constantly abusing this technique, cause the ones in its way will die instantly. Combining with the penetrated wind gush and Ryu's battle cry, you will leave many hits dismembered. For a great tool, you have to be aware of its power. It will have Ryu open when he cools down after the attack. Luckily, you learn to use this move strategically the more you dig deep into Iran. It's actually kinda broken in normal plays, just getting some experience in killing more bodies, I'll be finding some tech just from accidents I have. For instance, I try to power my Y attack, but bam, it somehow charges quickly. Oh shit, full throttle. Okay, they're coming in hot. I gotta charge my laser. I don't know what's going on, but I'ma rip him a new one. It's when I played this game in hard setting second half that I found out when the essence orbs gets dropped by the fiend, it also uses to charge faster into ultimate techniques.
We don't make mistakes. We have happy accidents.
Those yellow orbs is for taking currency to buy in stores. Blue ones is for the health replenishment, red is for Ninpo value. They all help collect to gain UTs, and each weapon has their sweet showdown of climatic bloodbath. You have to keep in mind that it takes a second for it to dynamically boost up. If you don't make use of the Central Force during the build-up before you get hit, you will lose the benefit of the bonus follow-up. You gotta be aware of your surroundings. A very good post-strat and higher challenges. Ryu's focus composure before you let go has me on top of the world. May I just say that the sound effect of gathering the energy is astounding and trance-inducing with the effect? It never gets old. More options to keep the party going is the weapon variety, and they have some stats that are quite playful to experiment. Its hit combos are medium in volume, but since there's so many weapons to try, you have a cuisine of flavors. Dragon Sword is an honest weapon. It's a simple sword as the speed of it is the slowest out of all the other weapons for some reason. If you master this weapon along with Ryu's armory, it'll take you to places, so there's a lot to learn from the sword. Quick pro tip. When you separate the family one by one with this katana upwards, especially in tight matches, it is an important tactic against bosses, so make it superficial in your brutality. Its elegant slicing enemies and the sound of deflecting the bullets keeps me on edge. Lunar has a long reach and a badass drop pound and a swirling light follow-up. That spiral hyper combo you do in the air is spontaneous and ravaging. You hear that material friction in full volume? Holy shit, that was majestic. Alright, I got another one for you. Goddamn, so freaking cool. That made Revolver Ocelot from Metal Gear jealous, I'll tell you that. And the UT Unleashed Destruction? That is some good sound engineering, goddammit. Mixed with the zoom in and the flash bombing outburst. I mean, look at the hypnotic presentation. Vigor Empire Flail is just super awesome. It stops the enemy sneaks up like a torpedo hurricane even behind Ryu. They get sucked up by the hits and get fucked in the flail's wake. This weapon is like the king of anti-air. They get stuck in the air like a bad Tekken online player and you have fun toying with them till their life is drained. Its own version of Flying Swallow will inflict death-dealing genocide. There's other weapons too, but mostly these three is the most often I use. We can't forget about the Ninpos. These element spells are what is the panic button. Yeah, bring out one of them and all living things are obliterated. Ninpo is a great performance and you will get hurt in the process too. You feeling lucky? Bring out the Fire Tornado. Ryu decimates around him like an evil priest. Don't like it? We'll change Ninpo to Sub-Zero Slasher and give these flaming wretches superior hyperthermia. I'm sure this gets overused in the normal campaign. It does give you a turnaround on higher spikes of difficulty in the last levels. This gives it a cruise control from chapter to chapter if you realize how much red devil you uncover from the chest during the game, and on normal setting that you use it a lot of it since you get the items back from the chest. An exploit approach which is super OP if you ask me. Nonetheless, this game for wizardry is critical in the higher difficulty setting. Rachel's doing big things out here besides her sizable features. I don't know what that is, but she can handle huge monsters.
I'm Rachel, hunter and slayer of fiends.
I'm looking for a greater fiend named Doku. Do you know him?
You have no idea what you're up against, do you? If he could be killed, I would have done it myself long ago. He was the one that took my sister from me.
Furthermore, what's with hack and slash games having hot ass big bosom blonde mistresses? Now I have a new fixation. I'm thinking Trish from Devil May Cry, Sylvia from No More Heroes, Beatrice from Dante's Inferno, Lollipop Chainsaw, Samus Aran from Metroid Other M. Woo! Shit, I'ma try to up my game against Latrell and getting these blonde babes.
Doku.
He led her down the path of evil, and she succumbed. That's why I became a hunter. To kill my sister. To kill Alma.
Ryu doesn't seem to be interested in having a score with the Madame Mademoiselles. A great opportunity indeed. Not even a Sigma does Rachel's Jiggle Melons breaks Ryu's serious illustration. The expression he made when remembering Doku is a solid calm demeanor. Truly has a taste for Doku for killing most of his clan. This obsession with Doku. It's more like he wants to keep him alive just to beat his ass. He wants that run back.
You seem to have quite a way with the ladies, my friend. Don't mind me, I'm just passing by. By the way, good luck with that Doku guy.
Arriving at the monastery, I get a message from my sexy Japanese VTuber about the deities in the building on normal difficulty. My mind is puzzled as I'm clueless about the deities. The holy place doesn't have any, so I'm in the clear. Is at this breakpoint, the incoming invasion of Fiend's cursed army and the bigger foes start to duplicate. Most bosses will have some remarkable resilience, as this will be where most of your death comes from. So when you crush them vigorously after loss and trial and errors, energy intensifies inside of you.
Double sun power!
These towering grotesque beasts make a grand entrance that hypes up the fight. Fat Man is about to bring the smackdown. They want to let you know they call the shots. It makes it more of a serious tone having Ryu keeping his eagle eye at all times. Cool ass designs in these creatures with scaly ferocious jaws or piercing weaponry. Fighting the dragons that have a special ability, and one cool thing is you can face them again in mission mode and in challenges or for practice when going towards very hard.
Laugh and grow fat.
There are bosses that had a very different approach in destroying them, like one you can only engage with explosive arrows, to one where their arms are their weak points, to fighting two of the same worms. Keeps the game fresh and going against the megastars. Some are easy to walk on and are laughable, which actually gives a sour relief through the demoralizing groups. And then there's the ones that gives the player a run for their money. The pacing of this game is constantly exceeding, so you'll be hooked on what's next in the battlefield. There's these bosses, then there's the main bosses, the greater fiends. This is where Ninja Gaiden is notorious for their raging cries. I'll reveal them later on as we'll be clutching through. Moving forward to Tehran, you go under the taverns, holy places, cesspool of maces, southern state of Texas, and then eventually, hell I presume. It's everywhere with the setting. A pretty unique take with exploration, labyrinth, and passages. Playing from the first two chapters of the game have rich and nice landscapes with the village estates flourishing. Chapter 3 looks so stunning as well. My sentiment is mostly about the mid-section of the game. I do wish they have more thought in keeping the settings looking good, as half the running travel is bland. It'll be the mundane buildings or ancient passages that gets to be boring. Only reason I continue through the levels is it got that good exploration music. The last 25% of the game do got some marvelous environment, especially when the background is trippy in the hellish realms. Altogether, they all come into one when you unlock the pathways, and it turns into a Metroidvania design. When you're not being ambushed by the hologoblins, you'll be in the bottom caves or secret areas, finding your way out and exploring. And I might add that they include a lot of great energetic soundtracks, some motivational tunes to unearth buried domains and keep the action running. Even on one room with these fodder bug Pokemon, these melodies go hard. At some point, I'm gonna explode my eardrums. While venturing, some rooms will be trap rooms, others will be puzzles. As a spokesperson that hates puzzles, that ain't that bad. Keeps me cool-headed from the havoc, but in some instances, just a few, the platforming is super uncomforting. Big time. I'm just glad I don't see more cause that drops my fun bar. The platforming is actually harder than most platform games. What's non-linear gameplay without progression items? Uncovering the gold shoe crab that are hidden unless you reach there with some platforming. The camera doesn't cover all spaces, so when you play with the controls, it's when you discover more health elixir. There will be more practice of movement as a tool to locate Life of the Gods or Jewel of the Demon Seal, displacing hard to reach spots. With the yellow essence you receive from killing the enemies, use these at the Mirror Monster Shop to level up your weapons and purchase critical inventory. The Hidden Technique Scrolls is being sold at the shop, so do take advantage of buying. You can trade in the golden scraps to keep the business going, as Muramasa will possess these to forge improving weapons. As a hard game, it will be crucial to obtain these and level Ryu to maximum form. Oh, it's very important when you went from mild to better. I can't believe a game have this movement so clean and crisp. You put on a great show when you put the wall climbing and wall jumps to good use. This is an early 6th gen game, and it feels like this type of choreography should exist in the later years or now. You just get rewarded with this action, and Itagaki has created marvelous interactable media art. Well, let's forget about Devil's Third. Yeah, the athletic operation in the 6th gen was such fire. Super Smash Bros. Melee was the first game for me to fabricate real-life gymnastic leaps and energetic activity, a party game for crying out loud. I thought nothing can top that. Here in 3D, Ninja Gaiden has you parkour and escape from tight spots. Animation in this game is a sight to behold, not just on Ryu. The spinning appearance Ryu creates when he pursues his prey, tasers sharp shurikens, exits, and running or mid-air. I hardly use the shurikens, but the swift drift is glorious. I don't know how Team Ninja are able to produce almost realistic prop agility, like you can almost believe you're controlling a real person. There's life to it. The enemies will do some crazy stunts in your ass. I admire their emotion even when they lay down Ryu's life, cause their brutality is just savage for the assassins. Makes it more satisfying when I kill them and return the favor. The world of Ninja Gaiden is fast paced, and you should not stay still most of the time. Yeah, so time to dive into the game studying quality cutscenes. Ryu will make Jackie Chan run for his money. The explosions in the video are incredible. The quality and the engagement is some good stuff, but 2004 game with this FMV or low resolution, yet it's still presentable. I forgot there were CGI scenes back in the day, as modern games mostly use endgame footage nowadays to carry the narrative. Ryu got good vocal cords when he roars and has his warrior side yells in battle, but in the cutscene he just like, yeah, I'll just kill him and moves on like another day in the office. A character with no charisma or personality in the hack and slash game is so out of place. Masculinity to the fullest, I guess. I don't know if there's some connection with Rachel in these moments as she opens it up about her situation. Shit, Doku himself has more charm than the Ninja Gaiden characters. But hey, at least Ryu expressed himself with a marvelous display of lunges and grace. This is an Xbox game that still looks good to this day. I imagine back in the era, people will be like, this is some next-gen graphics right here, during the console wars. The visual sequences happening in this game age like fine wine. One thing I'm jealous for certain is the Sigma version, drawing my attention of magnetism from Rachel. But we all can agree, these fine polished costumes on Ryu and Rachel are sick. A lot of effort put into the fashion. It's definitely giving me that 2000 vibes as I recall the movies that came out at that time. Blade, The Punisher, The Matrix. It's all about the black latex armor. But the story, oh how it falls short. No story-driven plot to dive in besides killing Doku. It got great production for a simple story, but I guess gameplay is what matters to Team Ninja, and that's alright. Everything else is masterfully done. But let me open up about a certain fighter that I haven't touched on, Alma. At the beginning of the video, I brought up one thing that takes me off on normal. In the middle of the game, I came across this Greater Fiend. This she-devil segment made the game jump from normal to you cannot hit her. She will taste you more than the modern Western women with hypergamy. Nothing can hit her, nothing. Like, if you do, try your luck, you will get punished in the process. Goodness gracious. I'm treading on some mighty thin ice here. You cannot be in close perimeter at all times. It's because of that overpowered psychotelekinesis, that fucking spell she does on me. She controls the match the whole time, so you can only attack her when she does a certain layout or pattern. Even if you lay a hand on her, she got that take armor, meaning she does not flinch in some instances and you get your ass manhandled by this witch. Oh yeah, let's not forget about the camera, since that is what gets you stuck in the side area with no monitor on your whereabouts. That shit will mess up your control movement. This was a normal playthrough. I bet Itagaki and his team were laughing his ass off programming this. I was being halted by this bimbo because I saved the game at the flooded institution where I cannot return back because of the flood. So there's no way but forward. Let me explain. There was no shop to buy the health potions to prepare for Alma. I saved the game with only one big health elixir. And because of that, she is the most infuriating boss and the hardest one of the freaking game. I cannot go back unless I have to restart the whole campaign. This is such horseshit. Took me 7 hours to murder her. Hell yeah, just fucking die. Because of that, I was always stacking necessities and keep cautious till the end. I was facing doubt in the course of my play after her subdue. Deep breaths. So, Doku was the one that amplified Alma to final boss status after kidnapping her.
Ah, Rachel. I should kill you now for the pain you've inflicted on Alma, but instead, I shall use you to make her even stronger. The cursed blood of a twin sister that shall serve to awaken Alma. It is a shame such a fine specimen has to go to waste. You might have become more powerful than even Alma, but no longer.
The game has built up for the showdown of Doku. The main goal is about to be complete. I forgot about the evil dark sword. As much as I was excited for this to happen, he bled just like the other bosses as he was minuscule to Alma. This was the guy that murdered Ryu. Doku has set up the Vigor Empire to be summoned along with Ryu's travel, so there's more of the craziness waiting for Ryu after Doku's first loss. The Dark Samurai is not written, so it looks like the climax is about to be at its end. Will there be anything that suppresses Alma? Doku is the gatekeeper before Ryu gets to his final destination, and again, the fight was in Ryu's favor. It was laid back and unchallenging. So much disappointment. This is a greater fiend. Huh. Shit, the fishes are more of the challenge than Doku.
Receive the curse. Become a beast.
Yo, Doku did a bitch move if I ever seen one. He can't take the L. I'm at the ultimate conclusion of the story. Since this is a Ninja Gaiden game, there's gonna be a huge endurance battle to finish the game. Classic Itagaki. Sabotaging the Covenant to a crisp. Everything you learned to deal in the game has brought you here to get rid of Vigor. It's giving me Mortal Kombat 3 vibes, as Ryu does looks like he fits in with Scorpion's clan, plus going up the arcade ladder. At the top is another test to get to the last greater fiend, Marvis.
Welcome to the hellish depths of the fiend realm. The question is, can you defeat me?
Ryu has to bypass the security to get to him, which is easy peasy with Flying Swallow. His trash talk sounds like he fits in with the Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 lobbies. It looks pretty freaking cool.
That's it. It's time for me to take you on personally.
Let's go to hilarious in my fight. Him shrinking. And that. Like he's about to have a cardiac arrest from taking a fat shit. I do like the long interval to get to him. I gotta admit, Marbius was the easiest boss of the whole game, and he has the title of Greater Fiend.
Fucking joke. A joke!
Okay, now I'm wondering how Vigor is. Vigor summoned himself to vanquish Ryu with two forms. The first was a weird collaboration to face Vigor, but it's kinda simplistic. Both fights are gimmicky, so a couple of this I'll have till Vigor was gonna have his eternal rest. The spell was worn off of Ryu and it's looking fresh. This is some endurance test to complete, but it was worth it. A lot of bosses at the end through executing them with no trace. The Devil Sword's retrieved, which yeah, GG's, Ryu's task is about to come to an end. And Rachel has come to help Ryu escape this hellhole. Ryu a Giga Chad.
You've done well, Gamoth.
Oh shit, it's the first boss guy. Too bad, I don't care. I only know him for 2 minutes. At this point, I just want to beat the game. Two mass weapon of destruction cries the source with the sun shining. Hey, he's kinda pain in the ass. Okay, he's getting to me, but I learned my lesson with Alma, saving some health elixir for this improper contingency. Also, Ryu has a thing called plot armor. It's finally over. Story still sucks though.
It's over.
Ryu just put a Leoness Kennedy on Rachel. A very effective influence Team Ninja created that stayed in my mind. I had a fun tour with this game. Itikaki is a legend. Also, the guy never takes his glasses off. Just a swell guy. It had the right amount of turmoil to crave more rush of ruthlessness, but I wanted more. I was curious how far I can endure after beating the game on normal. It feels like I haven't fully experienced the game, so I went in and played the other difficulties. I thought I was gonna stop in hard mode, but it wasn't that painful to be in that mode. And so I tried very hard, and it was getting brutal. I was about to stop on the very last boss segments on chapter 15, but I succeeded on passing that mode. The last playthrough to beat one of the hardest games ever, the Master Ninja mode. Shit, I don't know, man. I don't want to be sent to a mental asylum. Also, you can't transfer your full arsenal and upgrades to the new Game Plus. It's back to level 1. Okay, I'm about to commence Master Ninja. Here's the rundown. Game limits what you can equip. Very few devil elixirs, receiving injury is extended, inflation made everything so damn expensive, the cold-blooded creatures have more health, chaos is the norm. But it don't stop there. Let's talk about the craziness on the Master Ninja run and my hardest moment ever. It's that message again from Ayane. Reason that was sent is,
There are rumors of a new breed of fiend running loose in the city.
the doppelgangers that spawn on higher difficulty. This game has you fight your doppelganger that mimics you and acts like a tryhard invader from Dark Souls 1. The AI is so intelligent, like this isn't a real person I'm playing against. They are kinda unpredictable. These segments turned this game into a fighting game battle, I swear. They were doing shuriken combos and I felt like I got served. Can I do that? What are these hidden pro strats? The weapons that you acquire throughout the game will be already available to these fiends, and also they have the broken Ninpo that you find. Isn't that lovely? And there are 4 versions of the fiends. The first time you fight the fiend is the shittiest moment. So much to learn from these guys. But once you get how it attacks and see the pattern or some jank, you cut through them like paper as long as you stock up lots and lots of elixirs. So satisfying when I sent them to the Shadow Realm. There are some things that would have made the game very less burdening if these issues were addressed. You notice that the inputs are worrisome. Your gateway rolls won't work if you place it slowly. Ryu will still hold shield and adjust its angle to where you point your remote. If you want him to roll, you have to flick it quickly. I thought I was tripping when he was moving the way I want him to until on my playthrough on Master Ninja mode. Now you have to grind to make perfect precision on your optimization. Luckily, this was only the first half of the nightmare until I reconstruct my defense rolls later on. But the next issue is where all the complaints start to materialize. Ryu will not synchronize the same way you did when you focus on one enemy, and holy shit, this is common. He will attack someone else instead of delivering the final blow to the grounded enemy. Even if they are in a staggered state on the floor in the middle of the combo, he will direct his aim to the moving target or whatever that's not face down on the pavement. This setback keeps the weaker row spots a thorn in my ass. You have no idea how common this is. One thing to another, I'll be going to anger management. There's more. They added new enemies which are kinda shitty. You're not gonna touch them with your flying swallow. Buku crazy cougars with their throat constrict grips. Them laser shooting assholes getting you from afar. And then there's these vermin savages. Ridiculous amount of torture bound to take place. Check this shit out. So you attack them and their counterparts will strike you from behind and bulldoze you in the air. The worst one is when you attack and then dodge your hit, back up at the same time and counter you. A fuck ton. Spamming like a broken fighting game DLC character. They happen to be the standard shitbags in most boss fights. Huh? You mean to tell me I'll be cladding against boss fights with these shitbags? Fan-frickin-tastic. They had to appear with the super thick sugar mamas? She's an Alma Echo Fighter? That will keep you distracted as in getting your full attention and then get pulverized by these vampire goddesses. It's a BDSM fanatic's wet dream come true. Shit, you leave yourself open if you do your Golatin throw. Like, go ahead and do your flying swallow or holding down Y to get to them. They will never be far away, making for a horrendous collision. Did I mention they can combo you along with the boss fights? Team Ninja let that happen in the game. Never have I felt such animosity and so much hate for this game. Now the overlords team up with these imps? Ugh. I was saying to myself, why would they add that? That's fucking broken. Developers never tested Master Ninja much? I'll tell you something, if there is a competition for biggest throw, Ichigaki will steal the thunder. The most notorious thing that adds salt to the wound is the camera. It goes against you. In some of the levels spreading across the tunnels or the small turf district is where the combination of disordered and sloppy plays comes into fruition. The Tower Brutes will also initiate some mighty complications. This is where the meme starts coming from about this game.
Nanomachine, son.
The camera is your worst enemy. You see, the camera focuses on the boss in the center. Very cinematic and collects your attention to it, but in exchange blocks your whole view because the eyeball fiends will do their bullshit furry swipes. I'll be nervously attacking when I can't see what's outside the camera, and they will do that damn counter tippy-toe attacks again and again and again. Insanity is the definition of doing it again and again. Sometimes the camera will not include Ryu and unfavorable luck is on your side. The game does not tell you everything you need to know. You have to figure it out on your own. I learned the hard way to finally use the R stick that shifts the camera to my liking. I was blind as a bat till now. This unused mechanic not exercised until Master Ninja. The right tool for the right job, I guess. The dynamic change in Divine against the gigantic killers with the minions dropped the hardship to some extent, but the ultimate test was about to come. The second phase of Alma. This version of Alma is a reckoning of hell. This she-devil has a theme song that makes Sephiroth jealous. You know, that made this a struggle, so they orchestrated a great theme of awakened Alma, remember this anguish. The eyeball fiends are here, all the target shenanigans, and the camera. All problems combined with their numerous blasts. Those shots gets me killed the most. She was the hardest for me of all the game. Moment of truth. My lips are bleeding after biting them down with my teeth. That infinite projectile beams, that strategy she bombarded you with when she's in her ground state. It's like she's toying with her prey. It fucking sucks. You know what's great? Is she has a quick cooldown after the blast and she follows up with a constrict move while you dodge. Or when you block her and she mixes it up then grabs you. She was not doing that and very hard. This fight right here is when you have to utilize your full reaction speed because it's the only way to attack her then pull back. She will hold no punches. How about getting bodied by the imps and it connects your attacks? Most of this duo combo is that one shot super blast from her or that charging attack. It's a torch to your sight. You will die again and again. My throat was hurting from the amount of yells exited from my mouth with these attempts. And the camera? The freaking camera? If you do get close to her, you will have to mess around with the camera to keep her in sight and not get too close. Because if you're very near her, she will grab you and the camera will shift and you can't tell what's happening until it's too late. So much hopeless and imminent despair. She was diabolical. Just like her first phase when she's hovering in the air, your flying swallow is useless as a one-legged man at an ass-kicking contest. At least I have a set of potions, but this version of bitch is even worse. I'm gonna be honest, I never used Ninpo scrolls in my very hard or Master Ninja run. It took me 8 hours to annihilate her. Ugh. A test of discipline and stamina. She is literally the final boss of a Master Ninja run. I cannot believe I've beaten her. Oh my god, what an achievement. After beating her, I finished the rest of the game on Master Ninja. Holy shit, what a journey. Yeah, I'm done. I'm gonna go outside and touch grass or something. I was like, oh, how much I'm a huge fan of the game after completing it the first time, then I went through the other difficulty settings to go for the impossible. Yeah, I had a sharp tongue giving this game bad names and all the excessive dissatisfaction during the trails, getting a destructive habit of yelling at my own room. That's the phase we go through when there's drawbacks, hardships hindering our path, and we blame the game. When we play a good online matchup or a hard game, we'll be saying things like, this game freaking sucks. Why would anyone play this? All the compassion I have for this game can also be hate, and being honest about its structures and countless endeavors mixed with extreme agony. But once I overcome and completed the toughest expedition, I forgot whatever shit talk I lashed onto the game, and my passion for it grew exponentially. The game is drawn to me more than the first time. The prime example of an insane action work of art from the genius Tomonobu Itagaki. So much blood flowing and adrenaline coursing through my veins. This game definitely left a print in the industry. If you want to believe you're an unstoppable force, then the gameplay has to emphasize that. You have to earn it. I feel like I'm connected with Ryu with the ferocity gameplay advancing toward these hard tribulations. Watching the fiends' lifeless bodies fumble when you finally break away and go Super Saiyan their ass is such a powerful feeling. Getting to express your gameplay creatively too and getting out of sticky situations is immaculate game design. You see, other games have this idea with games like Dead Space, Half-Life 2, or Grand Theft Auto that you go through killing everything in your wake as you're alone most of the adventure, which kinda works in the gameplay, but in this version of Hack and Slash, it makes sense and immersive. You're a one-man army, huge demons going full ultra with a lot of violence. With all the blood splattering, Ninja Gaiden is a timeless classic. I'm recording in 2025, and the new installment of Ninja Gaiden 4 is coming this year with Team Ninja and also the infamous Platinum Games collaborating together, and I cannot wait what they have in store for us. Unfortunately, we won't have Tomonobu Itagaki as he left the studio during Ninja Gaiden 2. Regardless of that, I cannot wait for this game on October 2025. But before that, I recommend you guys give Ninja Gaiden Black a try, and if not, you can also play Ninja Gaiden Sigma as it's similar. Like and subscribe to the channel, it will surely be appreciated. Comment below and let me know what's your thoughts about this game too.